One, two, one, two. All right, let's roll. Welcome.
You're listening to the Saddle Up Podcast,
where we discuss everything related to UTRGV athletics, past or present. We'll catch up with old teammates, friends, and take you down memory lane
with exclusive interviews.
This is the Saddle Up Podcast, the voice of your covered walkway streets.
So dope.
This is gonna be awesome.
Stay tuned for new episodes every week.
From Bronx Village to the Fieldhouse, we'll cover it all.
Hell yeah, dude. Carpe diem.
So saddle up and let's go.
Let's go. Saddle up, partner.
What's going on, guys? We're here for another great episode of Saddle Up Podcast. And this week, we've got a true believer in the program. He's worked for UTRGV. He's worked for UT Pan Am, right? Assistant coach Jason Steadman. What's going on, coach? How are you?
Hey guys, what's up?
How you been?
Really blessed to be here, man. I watch your podcast. I obviously know you guys personally, and just fired up, man. Really a pleasure and honor to be here. I mean that sincerely. I told my wife, she's like, "Why are you so giddy this morning?" I said, "Man, I'm about to be on Saddle Up, man." I was like, "It's a great day. It's a great day to be a Bronc and a Vaquero."
Yeah,
Coach.
Man.
Coach, I wish we would get that giddy to be on our own show. Like,
Oh yeah. Well, I wish we could get every guest to feel that way, man. You know.
I do. I
Jay,
agree
thank
with
you. Thank you for the props and I know that you're just a genuine dude, man. We know you personally, and you know, if anybody has had the pleasure to work for you or with you, they know that you not only are one of the top guys in basketball, but you are a top dude as a person. Like, you genuinely care about people, genuinely care about your players, genuinely care about everybody that you love, man, that you come across. So thank you for being on the show, man. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Means a lot. Thank you for those words.
Yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
Coach, let's talk about before you got to the Valley, right? Because you were kind of introduced to the Valley through the Vipers, if I'm correct, right? That's when
Correct.
That's when you and I and G we all met, right?
Yep.
But prior to that, where did you go to school? Like, I know you've got some Nebraska roots, and you and I found out just recently that we know the same people on a weird level. Like, it's so random that you know who I know, and I went to high school with him. So kind of talk about your background prior to you getting down to the Valley.
My resume is eclectic. I've definitely been all over the place. Born and raised Lincoln, Nebraska. Played a year at JUCO. Just wasn't for me. I was a student manager for Danny Nee at Nebraska, and I was a graduate assistant coach. Fun times in Nebraska from 1992 to 97. Moved on down to Texas. Was at Tyler Junior College, TCU, North Texas, McNeese State University, Louisiana Lafayette. After we got let go at Louisiana Lafayette, I was kind of in between jobs, and Paul McKeskey, who I had met years before that, said, "Hey man, thinking about joining the NBA D League." I said, "Man, what's that?" I was going to take another D1 job. He's like, "Man, it's the Houston Rockets now control the basketball operations, so you'd actually, be working for the Houston Rockets." And I was all fired up. Went to Houston, man. They put me up in the W, had my name on the door. I was all fired up. Yeah. And then he said, "Well, great, coach, you're hired. We're sending you to McAllen, Texas." I was like, "McAllen, Texas? I thought I was staying here in Houston." And my good friend Kevin Smith plays for the Dallas Cowboys. He said, "Man, Stead, you're going to love it in the Valley." Me and some of the Cowboys go down there all the time. So, I moved down to the Valley, and I said, I never left. I got the Valley magic, met my wonderful wife, Sally, and kids, and the Valley is a special place. Even back then in 2009, compared to what it is now, it's just a special, wonderful place. And so I had a lot of success. Return to the Vipers last year, speed things up before I go backwards. 3 out of my 4 years, we won the title. We're in a championship with Mr. Cantu. The Vipers, all the things they do there. So the brand of basketball was great. But while I was in the Valley, I noticed they had a little D1 team there, and I've heard of UTPA before, but I wasn't sure. So I went over there and I met with Coach a couple times and just saw. And when I was at North Texas, I've only said this at two places I've been at. I said, this place is a gold mine. I said, look around this place. Now it's kind of hidden, but I said, if you can get kids down here, man, you're an hour from Padre Island, the spring break, beautiful women, beautiful people.
Yep.
I said, this place, I'm one of the weirdos. I love the whack, the wickety whack. You travel the major cities, you get to travel all over the country, and then you get come down to 89-degree palm tree weather. There's not a better job in the place. So everybody that was saying, oh, you can't win there, because UT Pan American at one point was top 5 worst jobs of all time. And I said, man,
that's
this is not.
G and I played
so
there.
I looked at the history,
Sorry about that.
especially when you guys were there, Myrie Chapman. You guys had dudes, Chris Fagan, like there's been Matt Palmquist, G. Gar, there's been players, even from Coach De La Garza, and the history and the meaning and all the heart and soul that went into that thing. I fell in love with it. I fell in love with it. And so, yes, I came down through the Vipers, but, my heart and soul is with UT RGV and UT Pan American.
Now you were an assistant. Well, you kind of were the head coach for a hot second, and we'll get into that. But you were an assistant under the great Lew Hill, right?
Yes.
And kind of talk about y'all's success, because that's kind of where everything pivoted to, where now there's an expectation set that this program can win, in the WAC, and given the resources or lack of resources that you guys had at the time, it's getting better. But kind of talk about the success that y'all had to kind of turn things around, the trajectory that the program is going to now.
Well, I met Lew when I was at Tyler Junior College in 1999. He was at Texas A&M, and we just became friends, like a big brother, my mentor through all his places he had been. We stayed in contact. And so when Coach Hipsher was let go, they had kind of kept me around just to keep things going. And I remember Chris King, a good friend of mine, the athletic director at the time, was kind of narrowed it down to 2 guys, and Lew Hill was one of them. I'm banging on his door like, look, you got to get Lew. You got to get Lew. He's the perfect fit. And Lew's like, I don't know, Jay, I can go here, I can go there. I was like, no. I'm telling you, you're the perfect fit for the Valley. Fit for the Valley. It's a special place where we need the right person with the right mentality for the job. So, Lew took the job, and we came down, and I said, hey, man, we got a long ways to go up. But with his defense, with my recruiting, a combination of things, we can turn this thing around. Now, it took us 5 years. We went from dead last. We went from 10 wins, 15 wins, to 20 wins, to 19 wins, to 21 or 22 wins. So we finished last, and we built up to 2 second-place finishes, and we were in first place when Coach died. Our defense was, I think we were 6 categories, at least 5 in the top in the nation in defensive categories. All the players we recruited were all conference multiple times. Coach was up for Coach of the Year a couple times. He won Coach of the Year. So we went from, I guess you say, bottom feeders to the top. The year Coach, I truly believe in my heart we would have won. And some people even said the year before, the COVID year, we had won 11 out of 13 games. We were the hottest team going into the tournament. Even Chris Jans, a good friend of mine, now Mississippi State head coach, was like, we did not want to face you guys, because we knew you guys had built up the program to New Mexico State's level, and we didn't knock on the door, we kicked the door open, we kicked the door down, and we were ready to take names and kick butts and put that title and put that up on the wall at UTRGV.
Gosh, man, that's amazing. And Jay, I remember. I was around the program a little bit. I started to go to practices, and Lew Hill had that kind of like that open door for people wanting to come in and learn about the program, meet him, meet the staff. That's what I thought was special about him, is that a lot of coaches before that, it was like, hey, we got to go through this person to even get to meet the guy, and I remember going to the office, and I think you took me in there and you said, you want to meet Lew? And I said, just like that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just like that? What do you mean? Like, well, yeah, come on in, just come and meet him. And Lew was that kind of special person, man. Is there just kind of remembering him and what he brought, outside the floor as well. You want to talk about, just kind of his character and what he meant to you and to everybody around him.
Yeah, like I said, he's a big brother. He's a mentor to me.
Yeah.
But ever since I met him, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, everywhere we go on a recruiting table, everybody's, hey, Lou, hey, sweet Lou. Like, they always coming up to him. He's always talking to everybody. And that's just a genuine person he was. Now, he's 110% about basketball. And his son, LJ, and I would be sitting in the office, like right now, we'd be going over the brackets and who we're playing and recruiting and stuff like that. But he would stop. If somebody walked in the door, if somebody called, he would stop what he was doing just to introduce himself to him. It's an open door policy. And that's the little frustration I know that some of the former players had. That's why I met, Matt, Chris, Myrie. When Farrah was there, we're talking about guys that didn't graduate. So that's the first thing he did. He said, Stead, get out there. Go find the guys that haven't graduated. Let's get them graduated. Let's get them home. This is your home. You guys had a lot of success at UT Pan American. A lot of success. There were pros. There were dudes in this place. Let's go find them. Let's go meet them and be out in the community. He was always out here. We're going dinner. We were doing this, doing that. But he was genuine. He said, this is their school. This is your alma mater. Let's make them proud for them. So our alumni banquets, our alumni games, everything we did was for you guys, the former players. And we knew we would win, but that was his most thing. Like anytime you see anybody in the community, you stop, you go talk to them. Now, even the Valley High schools, Coach De La Garza, we went to schools, not fake, but we literally went and to everyone to camp. We offered a few kids. One of my assistants here is from the Valley. It was all about the Valley. The Valley is our heart.
Community.
And Lou, the community, Lou was all about that. He wanted to make sure that all you guys felt welcome. This was your school and that we were going to win, but we also wanted to win with the old and the new.
I remember living in Houston at the time when you guys were
recruiting somebody kind of close to you there.
Yeah, you did recruit my son. Yeah. But I remember Coach, and that was a really tough no. That was a really tough no for Evan. I felt bad, but I remember Coach would call me and he would, or send me a text and be like, hey, we're coming to Houston. We're going to play Rice, or we're doing this like alumni get together at Armando's, which happened to be down the street from my house. Like he would always, if he knew I was in Houston. So if y'all were coming to Houston to play TSU or whatever, it was, hey, Matt, we're going to be in town. Come through. I'll leave tickets for you. Like that was really, and that's what a lot of alumni, not just in basketball, but a lot of alumni kind of feel left out in the cold. And we've talked about this where it's like, okay, you use this to play, but we don't receive the love later on. And Chase has been doing such a great job of, turning that around. And I really feel it started with Coach Hill, because
it definitely
really
did.
went out
100%.
of the way to make sure that we felt accepted and welcome back. So
100%.
Again, from just a genuine who he was, but like you said, this is their school. We have to make them feel welcome. And the best recruiters for our program is not me, as much as I know I was ranked number one. It's the alumni. You guys reach out. Obviously, your sons are talented. So, of course, we recruited your sons. But when you guys saw other people, Lou said, hey, I just talked to such and such. There's a kid over here. So we knew how much this place meant to you. So if you guys are saying it, that makes us feel. And then we looked up in the stands. When I was with the other coaching staff, there'd be a few people there. Our last Cal Baptist game that year before COVID, it was standing room only, sold out. And that was on a nightly basis where we'd have almost standing room only. And again, that had all with Coach Hill beating the streets, caring generally, not fake, loving you guys and wanting you to come back and be a part of what we were building.
Yeah.
So Jay, you know, obviously, I mean, you're an extension of Coach Hill, his philosophy and his character, the genuine side of him. You know, we know that. Everybody that knows you knows that. What are you doing now? Like, tell the people, tell the audience, you know, what you're doing now, how you're still, you know, what you're doing with basketball, where you're coaching, and how you're still instilling those same characteristics, that same, you know, philosophies into your teams. Yeah.
Well, I was with the Rio Grande Valley Vipers last year. We lost in the championship game, and I was returning. I was planning to return
We
to
remember.
win my 5th ring, our 5th title. And then I got a phone call from somebody. The school had already started. So I decided I did want to get back into college, and I did jump at the opportunity. A wonderful athletic director, wonderful president. They said, don't worry about this year because we didn't win, but the talent level, the kids played hard, but the talent just wasn't here. I had already got here. I didn't recruit anybody. But I instilled our defense. I instilled the same core values on and off the court here. I instilled the recruiting. I'm not tooting my own horn, but even for junior college, where I'm at, Independence Community College in Kansas, we're loaded. We're loaded. We've been recruiting all year, and just another opportunity to turn a program around that has tradition and history, as Independence has won 3 national championships in the past. Ruben Patterson and Armand Gilliam, a lot of these guys have been in the NBA and Division I. Just another opportunity. I think God always puts me in those things to come on, Stead, come back and fix it, turn it around. So I've had a blessed time being a head coach again, learning. Before I returned to the Vipers at the University of Maine, associate head coach. That coach got fired, so I took over, won a couple games up there at Maine. Came in 2nd for the head job at University of Maine. But then again, I turned back to the Vipers because you can't go wrong every time I come back to the Vipers. But college is where my heart's at. College, just teaching these kids, recruiting, the transfer portal. I've been doing this for years, and just hoping for another opportunity at Division I to be a head coach and turn things around and get back on the winning way.
You're definitely going to get it. You'll definitely get an opportunity because you have that track record of turning around programs. So, I mean, whether it be collegiate or, you started the Vipers when it was pretty much, y'all didn't have that success. I mean, they were already been there, like they were already in the league, whatever, but it was kind of you and you were part of that group that kind of really, set it off. I think Bert was there at the time also, right?
Was he? Was Bert there when you were there?
Yeah. Bert Garcia, a real good friend of mine, was part of that original staff. Chris Finch, head coach, Paul McKeskey and I were assistant coaches. Joe Resendez was our trainer. And I learned so much from Chris Finch about hard work, practice. Then I was blessed to work for Nick Nurse, Philadelphia 76ers current head coach. Learned about defense, and then obviously taking some of that and working for Lew Hill. And again, it's just about hard work, being good people, and talent trumps everything, but just treating people the right way, making sure that everybody in your program, your players are well kept, well thought of, feel the genuine love. And it's not fake. Like, we really honestly care about you,
100%.
But we practice hard, make sure you guys graduate, and good things happen. We truly believe that, and it's living proof.
I love that.
Coach, I'm ready to play for you, man.
Yeah. Coach, all you gotta do is give me a new Social Security number and a new knee, and I'll be good. Like, I can do it.
Well, I need 2 new knees and 1 Social Security number, but we're ready. I'll just sit in the corner and hit threes for you all day long. I don't know about your defense though, Coach. I don't know if I can play your defense.
Don't get dazzled by his stats. I mean, he had 5 steals in his career, so he's definitely got more left in the tank.
Yes, sir. So, Coach, thank you, man. And honestly, I mean, that's just the way that you, emphasize and just talk about that philosophy. You're basically, it's like we're hearing your recruiting voice, and I want to play for you. So thank you for that, man. I felt like I was being recruited right now. I got taken back about 20-some, 25, 30, maybe 40 years. I don't know. I'm not going to give my age out, but
old.
Yeah, I'm old. We're old. Matt, you're old too, man. That's not. So the thing that we love asking our guests, especially those that spent time in the Valley, and I know that you said, man, palm tree weather, man, PT dub, right? That's big time. That's palm tree weather. But what other things about the Valley do you enjoy? Obviously, there's a lot of choices for food. There's different things but what are the things that you really enjoyed about the Valley when you're here? And
the people are genuine. The people down there are just some of the most wonderful people. I'm gonna retire there, and I've been all over the world. I mean that sincerely, not because my wife and family's there. Palm Valley Church is there, the church that I still watch online every week. The people, I got sick, the people at the DHR, the hospitals, the from Michigan to the Vipers to UTRGV.
That's
It's
right.
family. It's not fake. It's family.
Genuine.
right.
And everybody somewhere, I'm up here in Kansas and people are like, oh, I'm from the Valley. I know somebody from the Valley because I wear my Pistacacci gym, or I wear my RGV Vipers, I wear my UTRGV, and it says the Valley. My heart is the Valley. I love the Valley. My staff is from the Valley.
Yeah.
God just chose that special, wonderful place, and I stick up for it, and I'm very prideful of it. And I hope to come home soon and rep
Yeah, man.
again.
Yeah.
It's authentic. It's authentic, just like grandma's authentic Mexican food from the Valley. You can't duplicate. You can't copy that anywhere.
No.
Speaking of food, all right, Jay. What was your favorite restaurant to eat at while
What's
you're
your
down in the
go-to?
Valley?
What's your staple?
What's your go-to?
After church? Where do you go?
Well, I'm a huge Santa Fe. My wife will say Della's. The little taco stand on oh God, there's so many little hidden ones that aren't even like name brand because they're from down there.
Yeah.
But no, I have to go pick up her barbacoa on Sundays after church. It's right there down the street from Shipley's Donuts. So there's just so many wonderful
Yeah.
places just to go. And obviously
Too
I gotta
many.
eat at Cantu's restaurant or any of our
Yeah.
sponsors from UTRGV
exactly.
and the Vipers. I gotta include them. But no, there's not a
Walk on,
bad
yeah.
restaurant in the entire valley. I mean that sincerely. And then just again, the wonderful people down there, and the sports, the athletics from high school to the Vipers to UTRGV is just a special place. It's a special place.
It is. It's grown a lot. Obviously, G and I were there the late 90s, right? And we were the only kind of ticket in town. We didn't have to, we didn't have to compete with the Vipers. We didn't have to compete with, pro soccer or now football. Like
Football.
it was
Yeah,
high school
that's
football
exciting.
high school football was the only thing that we competed against, but they only played, on Fridays. We didn't, right? In different seasons. So, but the Valley now is like, it's unreal. The concerts that are coming in, it's just it's a great place to
Even looking at like PSJ North football and the soccer teams that are going and basketball, they're competing, they're going on in the state, up in the San Antonio, they're winning. The Valley is growing, the athletes are growing, the competitiveness is off the chain, and I'm so proud of those Valley teams that keep going and representing the Valley and state. So I know they're going to break through one of these days and win a state title. So I'm rooting for them all the time. We're always talking about them.
I believe it too.
What do you think? Speaking of that growing, and Matt, kind of made reference to that. What do you think about that? How from when you were there, transition that full transition that Chase and all his people and his staff, kind of transitioning into football. Everything's getting bigger, everything's getting better. What do you think about that? How do you see it in your
I've
eyes?
been to bigger schools, Division Ones, TCU. Nebraska come to mind, and I mean this sincerely. They probably say, no, you look at the new stadium that football's moving into, you look at all the new facilities, baseball and football's getting, men's basketball, the new Lew Hill front of the stadium's going to be built. Like that's almost a Power 5 look. That the money
feels
he's
like it,
raised
right?
and generated. Chase gets it. He gets it. He understands the Valley. He understands the conference. He understands UTRGV, and the people believe him. I believe him, and people will run through a wall for him and get things done. Now all the programs are on the rise. Football is going to be awesome. Football is going to be off the chain.
Dude,
And then we
it
get
really
men's
is.
basketball going again, and women's basketball. Everything starts coming together. Baseball's done a heck of a job. All the sports are working hard. Soccer, track. So it's a special place, and I'm telling you, the ceiling's up here, and we're just kicking it. We're just going up, up, up in all sports.
I agree with you. The only
100%.
thing they're lacking, honestly, is a bronze statue of me and G doing our podcast. Like that's. I think that puts them over the top. That's
that puts you over that should tell you everything you need to know how hard Jay is laughing right now. How hard Coach is laughing.
We
right
can
now.
probably get some pictures or something up in the new Lew Hill front when you walk in the concierge walkway. We'll get some. I'll make sure Chase will get some. Well, yeah, we'll get something.
8x10.
Yeah, made out of Legos. Brown
8 by
Legos. That's
11.
what it's going to be made out of. Brown Legos. Yeah. They don't even make
Jay,
Legos.
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, but
we love you sharing your love of the Valley, your knowledge of basketball,
Coach Hill.
yes, man. Thank you so much for sharing all of that with us, man. I know that the audience is going to be super excited that there's a legend on, coming on this Friday. So, so thank you for joining us, man. But before you go, can you play a speed round of fun questions with us?
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Let's
do this.
Ready?
Okay. So it's this or that, Jay. So it's real fun. I'm going to tell you like this or that, and you just pick one. So like, for example, onion rings or fries. Boom. Just tell me without even, it's quick thinking, everything. All right. Okay. You ready? All right.
G or Matt?
When you come down, you're going to win Wing Barn gift cards. All right. Because Wing Barn is one of our sponsors. So Wing Barn, 11, 12 locations all around the Valley. Thank you for the sponsorship. We've got in starting 3, 2, 1. All right. Onions or fries? Onion rings or fries?
Onion rings.
Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Hoosiers or Blue Chips?
Hoosiers.
Whoa. Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
Oh, I love you, man. Mustard or ketchup?
Ketchup.
Sonic or Whataburger?
Whataburger.
All right. Hot or cold?
Hot.
Beach or mountains?
I didn't hear you.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
All right. Peanut butter or jelly?
Both. Peanut butter.
Together, combo, baby. All right. This is a tough one now. Matt for a dunk or G for a 3?
I gotta go with my main man Matty for the dunk. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. Congratulations, Matt. Congratulations.
Wait,
he doesn't usually win that. He doesn't
No, I
usually
never
win
win those. Matt Palmquist or Octavius McFarland?
Oh, jeez. I gotta go with my man Matty. You guys are brothers to me. I can never go another way.
Good.
I love you both, man. You guys are family.
Right answer.
So let me just kind of give clarification. So Octavius McFarland was older than me, and he was a senior when I was a sophomore.
Yeah.
He ended up going to play football at Nebraska.
Yeah.
All those years, Tommy Frazier
rolling.
When they were winning.
Rolling.
Yeah, when they were
Those
winning.
Those are the guys
right?
that you all know. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so I had posted something on Facebook, and there was a picture of me and Tavy in high school on varsity. And Jay had sent me a text like, "How do you know Tavy?" And so it was a random like, oh, that, and then I put 2 and 2 together that he was at Nebraska at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's small world.
Small world. So I tell our players all the time that relationships, just like Lew Hill said, relationships go back so deep, man. You can never burn a bridge. The bond of sports is worldwide, nationwide, and ageless. It is. So always keep that bond.
Yep.
Peace and love, Lew Hill.
Well,
awesome.
I'm so fortunate that we're able to keep this bond because you are a fine human being and a great coach. And we're so fortunate that you've had the success with the programs, and we wish you all the success in whatever endeavor that you got going on.
That you pursue, Coach. Thank you, man. We really appreciate you.
You're always a friend of the show. You're always welcome back, Coach.
Thank you for showing us love, man. Thank you for showing us love, and we'll do the same.
Yeah.
It's reciprocated.
All right. Till next week, guys. Tune in. Coach, thanks again for being on the show. G, show the balloons, man. We're out.
Hey, Coach Jay, bees up, baby.
Bees up. Lew Hill, peace and love.
Like we weren't supposed to come up with something this clean, like something happened.